Oh, okay.
What does it feel like?
Oh, wow.
I have one hope for this series, and that is that it is not as bad as Loki.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not expecting great things. I'm really not, because I don't love the character. I don't think they've really streamlined what's going to happen in this show. But at the same time, I just wish, I really do, that it's better than Loki.
That's actually setting the bar reasonably low.
I mean,
honestly.
yeah, I have to, because the bar for Loki was so high and it missed it by so much.
I want this to have no questions as to what it is and just run with it.
Yeah. Be committed, know what it is, know what it wants to do. And I hope Miss Marvel ends up being a great show. Do I expect it? No. Hey, NarendraTheComic! Yes, and right now we're going to be reacting to the first teaser trailer. Actually, it's called a full trailer for Miss Marvel. Now, it's only 1minute 45 seconds long. So I think they're kind of hiding what this show's truly about if they're not giving that much footage out in the full first trailer. But I think this is a character that most people are a bit indifferent to. They don't love it, they don't hate it, they don't really know much about it.
I think that's a good play, actually. The fact that they're going for a character not many people know about, she's relatively new, means that they can really brand her the way they want to and put forward a story that can be interesting and enjoyable, hopefully for all ages, because she is quite a young character.
Because I'm expecting it to be very, very teen-heavy, young adult. And for me, I don't know for you, because you're still maybe within that age range. For me, I don't generally like watching shows with 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds as the leads. It doesn't really hit with me, because I find it weird when 35-year-olds, I'm not 35 by the way, alright? I might look it sometimes, I'm not 35. 35-year-olds, even 40-year-olds, millennials, older millennials, watching tween shows. I find it very, very odd, and I think this almost falls into that category, but it is a Marvel show, so I think you get some passes with it, and the fact they're building out this character. But in doing so, they are changing her drastically from the comics. So one thing which I know they've done is they have changed her power set. What she used to be is, she basically used to be Mr. Fantastic Light.
Oh, really?
That was what her power set was. She was an Inhuman. Those are characters who have untapped potential in them. They have Kree blood in them. It's a lot of other stuff going on with Inhumans. And then there was a show on the Inhumans.
I remember the show.
But it flopped. It didn't do very well. It was also not a very good show overall. Marvel kind of just left those characters in the dust and it was never touched on again. And I don't think it ever counted as part of the MCU. They don't like taking stinkers, you know? They'll take the hits. They'll take the Daredevil. And obviously, I said this from the start, if they're going to introduce the Fantastic Four into the MCU, they are not going to give Kamala Khan, I don't know what they're going to name her in this. I don't know how they're going to say the name. There's so many different ways to say it. I cannot see them giving her the stretchy and big in power if Mr. Fantastic is also going to have the same power. It doesn't work in these films, because you can't have one character having the same power set and look as another character.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, and you can't hand it off to Miss Marvel when you're waiting on
the founding family. They are the original superheroes of the MCU, of the Marvel Comics universe, and I think that would have been a very bad idea to give her the same powers before he's even in the MCU. So, let's get to this teaser. I'm hoping for great, I'm expecting okay, and I'm really hoping that it's not bad. That's what I hope for. Alright, let's get to it. Let's go.
World History, that was a...
Oh, Blinding Lights. Okay.
Oh, nice choice of song.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say, I get it.
You get what?
High school.
Kamala.
Oh.
Her adventure shirt.
Oh.
Cute. She thinks I'm some kind of weirdo.
You are a weirdo.
Boys.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're kind of on my shirt.
Sorry.
okay.
But you're staring out the window in your little fantasy land. Kamala, hey. Already? Really? Come on, like...
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or is there like... Maybe they're right. I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
That is not you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world.
Oh, that was one of the lines.
Oh,
Right,
so that's
so
the amulet.
It's fantasy too.
Did something happen to you?
No, why? Did you hear something?
Oh, okay.
What does it feel like?
Oh, wow.
Cosmic.
Cosmic.
Wow.
Right, that's why it's connected then.
I always thought I wanted
Oh,
this
a
kind of
shield
life.
coming after her then?
but I never imagined any of this.
Do you know what you are?
I'm a superhero.
Okay,
That was really cute.
yeah, okay.
June? Oh, that's quite soon.
Okay. There was a lot there, actually.
There
They gave a
was.
lot of stuff in there. They gave the look of her powers, which is distinctly different.
Yeah.
So they're not embiggen, they're not Mr. Fantastic, they're cosmic powers, number one, because she said, how does it feel? Cosmic, which ties into the Captain Marvel thing, as well as the Maria Monica Rambeau thing. So there's a through line there as to why she's part of the Marvels as opposed to anything else, because those three are cosmic powered characters. I did like the look of her powers. I think one bit of the CGI looked really bad, but the first instance of her closing the door, I really liked how that was animated and the way it looked.
Yeah, it was this sort of sparkliness, and I think maybe that says something about her teenage girlness, maybe. There's this, like, sparkly lilac galaxy thing. This might be the beginning of the comeback of the galaxy era and clothing.
The tie-dye t-shirts.
All those things. It's been having a comeback, and we haven't made it there yet. This might just push us over the edge. When she takes off the amulets,
Yeah.
is her power still there, or is it gone?
Nah, it's probably gone then.
So if they break off or if they are removed, she's back to a regular girl.
So that in and of itself is actually an interesting take, because that way she's not superpowered all the time. She might get used to having superpowers and then lose them and still have to do the things which she was trying to do before, even though she has no real ability to do them. It's about the heart rather than anything else. And I think that's where the show is probably going to end, with her saying, even though I didn't have powers, I still tried to do the right thing. I still did what I needed to do. And then she gets her powers at the end anyway.
I think that's a really good way of looking at it. And as well, if her powers aren't inherently hers and someone else can take them, there's the idea of possession, whether I'm worthy of it, does it belong to me? And also, she has a choice in whether she wants to be a superhero or not, because she can take them off.
But she clearly wants to be.
She wants to be,
Like,
but
that
maybe...
last line was,
Oh, yeah.
it was the best delivered line of the whole thing.
It was really cute.
Because before that, all I was really paying attention to was the remix Blinding Lights. Everything else was underneath that.
They did
until
choose
that
the
last
song
line.
well. I had another question. What would you describe her power as? Because she can create objects out of cosmic energy.
I would think it's some type of physical manifestation. So it looked like at the beginning it was her fist closing the door or a hand, because she projected her hand forward. So I don't know if that's the way it's going to be done overall, if it's going to be so specific to fists and hands. But then at the end, where she was blocking bullets, she may have, like, created a shield with it. She's an artist, clearly. She's drawing stuff. Maybe it's something like that, where she's drawing the projections herself at one point or another.
That means that she controls her power set so carefully that if she maybe draws something out, she can will it into existence in cosmic energy. That sounds really cool.
They've given her a good look with the power set. They could have done her so dirty, and I'm glad they did differentiate it from Mr. Fantastic, because it would have been the worst choice ever to give her those same powers. But I think they've done a decent job there. I liked the trailer overall. It was a bit wishy-washy. The lead is an unknown actress. She's basically been in nothing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means that she can make this role her own. From Miss Marvel, I got one specific vibe up till right at the end.
Who? What?
And that was something I didn't want.
No. Who? What?
Lily Singh.
No! No!
Watch.
No!
I'm hearing Lily Singh. I'm seeing Lily Singh. It feels like that, doesn't it?
Oh no, it's like Lily Singh brand acting.
Right? That's why. It's not the fact that it's Lily Singh, it's the fact that the tone feels like that.
The facial expressions, and also because they've made it very young, a lot of Lily Singh's content was very
the classic
young.
Lily Singh, a 30-something-year-old pretending to be 16, 18.
Yeah, back to school videos.
At 29.
Yeah. But I know it's a bit weird. Her acting style was very specific. It's like this semi-over-the-top, semi-comical.
Yeah, and semi-dry.
That is kind of what I'm getting, but maybe it fits the character.
Yeah.
You know?
That went out the window with that last line she delivered. It was so starkly different to the other stuff. There was one shot of her praying in her mosque, I would assume. So how much do you think religion is going to play in this series? Because in the comics it does quite a lot, apparently. It's a very, very big part of her character. But how much do you think that's going to run through the season?
I think it depends on how much her identity is pinned to it, right? If religion is a big part of her life and her family's life, then we're going to see aspects of her, maybe things like missing prayer to go and try and save the world, or her version of save the world, or trying to practice with her amulets, and her parents like, well, come on, we need to go to the mosque.
Right.
You know, things like that. And she might not like it at the time, but then she might later realise that it's part of her values and who she is as a person and try and find a balance.
It's also a tough thing in terms of the religious point of view, because in Judeo-Christian religions, these types of powers would be deemed from the devil, probably in all likelihood, and they'd be viewed as jinns if you had these powers.
That's a good question.
So maybe it would be a bit of ostracization. Ostracization?
Ostracization? Ostracization? Maybe.
Ostriches going on, you know, the big birds. Maybe she might be a bit ostracized in some ways. Or she might feel ostracized because of what her family are saying about this new superhero in New York.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And it's actually her, and she's having to sit there and be like,
wrestle with it.
Is this evil?
Maybe. That's a big question throughout in a kid's show, though. Like, she is a very young character.
But it's a religion-based show to some degree.
Yeah, then...
And you can't be having it either which way you want. You have to have it in its totality.
Yes. But I do think that with this, maybe they're going to go less down the religious aspect and go more down the cultural aspect with her Pakistani identity. And yes, religion links with that, but maybe there might be something within her family, because these are family heirlooms. Yeah. Talks of an old great-grandmother or grandfather who was known for being super strong or have these abilities.
Right, abilities.
Abilities, very Luke Cage. And what they did with that to bring good to people and to bring kindness and strength in other people's lives and to help them. And maybe that way it might soften the blow within her family if there is this religious aspect of being from the devil or anything like that.
Yeah, I get that. I think the problem with that is when you look at a country like Pakistan, religion and state are practically one and the same, right? And it's not a secular country. So in terms of saying it's culturally like this but religiously like this doesn't make much sense, because it's one and the same. Whereas a country like Canada or America or India even, India is a secular country with, you know, loads and loads of religions. There's not one Indian life. It's not like that, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas in Pakistan, you are Muslim, like 99% of the population is Muslim, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I think they are so inherently together.
They're linked.
That religion and culture is that. Whereas in other countries, those things are not fully tied.
I think it's a question they're going to have to explore. We're going to have to see where they tread and why they're treading like that within the story. It does look towards the end where I'm guessing SHIELD agents were rushing a building. It does look like the building is a mosque. So maybe they're going there to find Kamala. Maybe they're going there because they've had information that she is the person with these new powers and they need to figure out whose side is she on, as in, like, is she a bad guy with powers or a good guy with powers?
And then she's just a kid.
Yep, and she's like, at the mosque with her family. Yeah. Does she throw on the amulets? Does she not? It's a big one.
Yeah, because that can very quickly turn into not abiding by the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah.
And then, if you're not with us, you're against us, and that's inherently political, I guess, isn't it? Yeah.
Not expecting that from this young person show.
Not a kid show. I expect it to be good. I don't think it's going to be the best show I've ever seen. But as I said at the beginning, I hope it's not dog shit. And from this, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Captain Marvel, gonna come after you. Now, I'm putting Shazam there, as you know him, Shazam, because that's the original Captain Marvel. He's the OG. One of the first superheroes to ever be put into comic book form back in the day. You don't want that. Do they want that?
No.
You really don't, so just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic.
I've been Non-Sensei.
She's been Non-Sensei. You've been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow if you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now. We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe, pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we're hashtag never not here, just how it goes. Also bring the pakwas. Pakwas means nonsense in Punjabi. We also bring that. Bring a lot. Bring a little, do a lot, do a little. But we do indeed bring the quality, shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow. More of the same. Slightly different. But essentially, they're very same. Once more. See you then. Skadoosh.